What's up, YouTube? I'm sitting in my car. The sun is currently setting, and over the past year, I have become probably 10 times happier than I was for the first 18 years of my life. And I can mostly shrink it down to things that life is too short not to do. So hopefully at the end of this video, you get some quick reminders that life's really short, and perhaps these are some things that you should not be doing as a result. So I've got 8 things life's too short for. First is to think that happiness is external. So many people think, oh, if I get blank, then I'll be happy. If I get the supercar, then I'll be happy. If I get a girlfriend, then I'll be happy. If I achieve this goal, then I'll be happy. But if you look at your past, you've already achieved goals that you said would make you happy. So you've completely disproved that. If external things made people happy, then cavemen versus us right now, we should be infinitely happy. The cavemen had nothing, we have incredible abundance. So why are we not happy right now? Getting something will not make you happy. So you need to let go of that, because life's simply too short to think that you can go through and achieve some eternal bliss. It's not how it is. The happiness is actually available at all moments. Number 2, life's too short to not accept death and embrace mortality, because it's actually a reminder day to day that, hey, I'm really not around for that long. And everything else shrinks into irrelevance immediately after you remember. If you're stressed about work, you got to remember, bro, we're all gonna die, dude. It makes everything so beautiful. If we were just walking around with no reality of death, then nothing would matter and we'd just be wondering how to spend the time. But luckily, every story has an ending, and your life is just your own story. So go throughout it, and you got to remind yourself all the time that you're not going to be around so long. So maybe don't get so annoyed at your mom when she's being quote unquote annoying. Don't get annoyed at your family, because, bro, if your parents are 50 years old, they're halfway through their life. Why are you being an asshole to your parents? There's no time for that. Life is too short to be an asshole to people that you love. So embrace death and remind yourself of it early and often. Number 3, life is too short not to exercise. Sure, you could say, life's super short. Why would I exercise? It's too hard. Exercising is virtuous. I started working out almost 4 years ago, and everything good in life has come after I've worked out and as a result of working out. I was so damn insecure for no reason, and maybe not directly, but somewhere down the line, as a ripple effect, the gym has completely changed my life, and it's led to me starting my own business. It's led to me getting into sales. It's led to me starting this YouTube channel, and eventually this YouTube channel is going to have over 100,000 subscribers, all because I decided to exercise. And that's just the non-physical benefits. Every day I exercise, everything else is a domino effect after that. I wake up, I go to the gym, everything else is fine after that. Everything else gets done. It all starts with the gym. And the reality is, it's the number one thing you can do to improve your health. And at the end of the day, a sick man wants one thing, a healthy man wants 10,000 things. So if you don't have your health, everything else goes to shit, and it's really hard to enjoy life when you're in a hospital bed. So exercise. Number 4, life is too short to be addicted to drugs. It's so easy to see how many lives are crushed by being addicted to drugs. And not only that, but trying drugs and using them regularly exposes you to the loss and misery of their absence. And so for most people, if they drink all the time, they're addicted. And if they were to do a fun little thought experiment with themselves, if they drink often, let me talk to you. If you drink often, ask yourself this: what events do I look forward to most? It's probably the ones where you get to go out and drink, smoke, do drugs, whatever. And so by experiencing this higher level of happiness that's unavailable to the natural state of being. You expose yourself to the loss and misery of not having the drug. So you make your life a small misery while you're not high. That's not a way I want to go through life. Life is too short not to experience it through the lenses of your own eyeballs, I feel like, personally. So the other thing is that addiction is hard to come out of. So many people go to parties, hang out with people, and do things that they would never do sober. And so it's a completely artificial and fabricated relationship, which life is simply too short for. It's too short to be addicted to something, and it's too short to do something that creates so much fake feelings and relationships. So I think it's best to stay away from it. Number 5, life's too short to be afraid of going after something big. I think this might be the best one on the entire list. I don't know. I think this list is really solid, but it wasn't until I started reaching for things shortly out of grasp. I forget who the quote was from. It might have been Epictetus, might have been Aristotle, I'm not sure. But he said, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, the peak of human happiness is when man is reaching slightly out of his potential, or slightly past his comfort zone, in a sense. That's paraphrasing, but people are happiest when they're going after something and there's unknowns involved. As long as you're in the known world where you know what's happening, that is boring. That's where spontaneity and random activities come in. And that's what going after something big provides. It provides random shit that you don't expect, and you feel a sense of purpose as soon as you reach for something that's in the unknown. It's a little bit bigger than you can comprehend. So when I started this entrepreneurial journey, especially YouTube, I knew there was so much potential in it. And as soon as I started, I felt so much purpose because I was going after something that was slightly out of grasp. And it's really out of grasp. But that's what makes it so fun, because nothing good comes from this YouTube game except thousands and thousands of hours down the line. So it's really cool to chip away at such a giant iceberg every single day. And if you don't have something like that, that is massive, that you're going after, you're missing out on the point of life. You might be led by other people. You might be led by your parents telling you, this is the right way to go. This is the right path to go down. This is the right job to do. But you know exactly what you want to do, what you're quote unquote meant to do. And as long as you're not doing that, you're living below your human potential. Success and happiness comes from going after that thing that you always know you've been quote unquote meant for, or you really want to go after. I don't think anyone's going to be good at something by willing themselves to go every single day. Your potential lies in that thing that you're completely obsessed with, not in some job that someone else told you pays well. So life is too short not to go after something big and scary. Number 6, life is too short to care what people think. The easiest way to stop caring about what people think is realize he's gonna die and I'm gonna die. It's such a powerful frame, and it's really true. You can pretty much get rid of any problem by reminding yourself that you're gonna die, because nothing matters at that point. We all just go to zero. And the truth is, this is not supposed to be sad or depressing. It's just that when you die, very rarely do you leave a legacy. Only people who write legendary books or have done something legendary for mankind actually leave a quote unquote legacy. And once you die, people go to your funeral. They're sad for maybe a day, close people maybe a few weeks. But then the brain is meant to move on. You're not going to be mourned over for the rest of time. And that's okay. That's not how life's supposed to work. You're supposed to enter and leave. That's how it's supposed to work. So it'd be silly to go through your life thinking about what other people think of you. And you've heard it a million times, but nobody thinks about you. They're always thinking about themselves. Maybe they see your shirt, maybe your shirt has food on it, but then they go right back to thinking about themselves. Nobody's going to be thinking about you perpetually. You're selfish to even think that. And again, reminder, we're not around for that long. Stop taking everything so seriously. So life's too short to care what people are thinking about you. Number 7, life is too short to get wrapped up in melodrama, which just means dumb arguments, dumb drama. Everything becomes irrelevant when you remind yourself, we're gonna die, bro. And then that sentence sounds like I'm a weirdo, but it's wise to accept the fact that you're gonna die because it's so true. And you don't know day to day what you're doing might be the last thing you do. It's crazy, but everything you're gonna do today, someone has taken their last breath while they're doing it. Someone's definitely taken their last breath while driving their car. You could be driving to the store and take your last breath unknowingly, completely. Same goes for anyone that you know and that you love. Anyone could get in their car and crash and die. So maybe rethink when you're bickering at people. It doesn't matter. Stop getting wrapped up in just bullshit. We're here for such a short amount of time. It actually baffles me when I think about it. You do not need to be mad at anyone at any point in time. It's so short. You got to remind yourself, if your parents are 50 years old, dude, they could die in the next 20 years. And no matter how old you are, things happen. Life's too short to be mad at people over bullshit. So forget it and just enjoy stuff. Stop being so negative and argumentative for no reason at all. Number 8 ties right in. We're not around long enough to not enjoy every single thing. There's a beginning and there's an apparent end, and you have no idea when the end is. So why would you not enjoy every single page of the damn book? Fire analogy right there. Enjoy the clouds in the sky. That's what I'm looking at. Enjoy the trees, enjoy the birds, enjoy the weird noises, enjoy the cars driving by outside your house, enjoy your mom annoying you on a random day, enjoy everything. Even if the people around you aren't enjoying what you're doing, we're around for a blink of an eye. Every time you look back on your life, you realize, wow, things have gone by so fast. The same thing's gonna happen when you get to age 75 and you look back on your life. You're gonna think, why didn't I do that business? Why was I so full of anger? Why were you? If only you had realized that life was finite way earlier, could you have just released that anger and gone on and enjoyed everything? So stop walking around with anger and enjoy the most simple things. Enjoy whatever the fuck you're doing. Even if you're in a job that you hate. Enjoy it for that day, because that day could literally be the last one. It sounds so trite and repetitive and like a broken record, but we got to be reminded more than we need to be taught. Stop getting caught up in this bullshit. Just enjoy stuff. We're not around for that long. On that note, I dropped a free program on my website if you're looking to get in shape for free. And the workouts, that's all I got. Cheers.